Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. Today is Thursday, May 5th. I'm Aubrey Galante.
And I'm Parker Reynolds.
A wildfire in northern New Mexico that started on April 6th merged with a newer fire last Saturday to form the largest blaze in state history, leading to widespread evacuations in Mora and San Miguel counties. That fire was at 84 square miles last Sunday and 12% contained. An uncontained wild-driven wildfire in northern New Mexico that began April 17th had charred 81 square miles of ponderosa pine, oak bush, and grass by Sunday morning north of Oakate, an unincorporated community in Mora County.
A coyote was shot and killed last night by Animal Services in Dallas. Officials confirmed after a 2-day search by multiple local wildlife agencies. The search for the animal began after it attacked a 2-year-old boy in the White Rock Valley neighborhood this week, following a multi-week string of sightings throughout the area. It had been chasing dogs and other children, and there were multiple complaints made to Animal Services. The young child who was attacked is still recovering after suffering multiple lacerations to the face.
The Prosper Promise is an initiative meant to engage the community and to encourage a connection with the Prosper School District. There were a total of 215 events and meetings throughout the school year for a total of 236 hours of community engagement. This program engaged more than 8,000 individuals at these various events, activities, and meetings. Superintendent Holly Ferguson said, quote, "As we close out these community events, we need to assess how we commit for the next school year."
Recently at Prosper ISD schools, 22 books have been taken off the shelves. Mithra Kama has more on the reason for removal as well as the community response.
PHS students may have recently noticed books missing from the shelves in the nest. This is not unique to Prosper, however. Schools across the nation have been faced with parents and teachers challenging library books that include sexual activity, sexual identity, and gender identity.
We are wanting students to love reading and grow up to become readers, lifelong readers. But it's also about addressing and finding materials that fit within our community standards.
Within the community, the Prosper Citizen Group Political Action Committee has reported and made efforts to remove 82 books from Prosper school libraries, leading to the permanent removal of 22 books after review.
And we didn't know that content was there, and so if we become aware of something that we would not have approved on the front end that we think is so obviously inappropriate for school-age kids, there's a process called weeding those books that a librarian can do.
District leaders explained that these titles were only removed after exhibiting, quote, pervasively vulgar themes.
The community standards issue is about whether or not it's pervasively vulgar, if that makes sense, and that's what we're looking at, is something pervasively vulgar, and one way to kind of determine that is looking at our community standards. Something in one community may not be pervasively vulgar.
While many community members have expressed that there is a more extensive list of books that are unfit for a school library, others are of the opinion that the already removed titles shouldn't have ever lost their places on bookshelves.
The interesting thing is a lot of the topics that are being talked about are in other books that we have in the library right now, because I've read them, that can be very difficult to read, but a lot of the people don't want their kids learning about that, even though it's really difficult to be able to shelter your kid from that.
There has been ongoing controversy throughout the nation regarding the removal of titles in terms of whether or not the reason for removal was because of concerns of vulgarity or additional motives.
There's just some topics that are politically challenging at the moment that are in the books that they were taken out, especially the one that literally says like queer and how to deal with being LGBTQ. That doesn't have vulgarity in it, but they're still taking it out anyways because parents don't want their kids learning about that.
Eagle Nation News wants PHS students to be aware that the books they're holding in their hands may not always be available at school. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Mithra Kama.
With athletes advancing to state and playoff runs kicking off, Prosper sports are always in action. Grace Escobar is in studio with this week's Game Time.
Thanks, Aubrey. Last Friday, the Lady Eagles had an emotional ending to the softball season, getting knocked out of the playoffs in the first round after falling short to Flower Mound Marcus 11-5 in the second loss of the series. Senior Riley McDaniel tweeted out, "Thank you, Prosper Softball, for the best 4 years of my life. Peace and love always. Number 9, signing out." In brighter news, last Friday, the baseball team played its last game of the regular season and took the 6-1 dub against McKinney Boyd on senior night. The team plays again tonight against Hebron at Keeley Park in Carrollton at 7:30 for the first round of playoffs. Moving from the diamond to the court, junior Ella Cheney announced that she verbally committed to continue her volleyball career playing D1 at the University of Louisiana. Cheney will finish her high school career next year as a senior. Over the weekend, the PHS track team racked up the hardware at the regional track meet in UT Arlington. Junior Lauren Lewis double qualified for state after notching first place for the 400 meter and then second place for the 200 meter. Junior Jack Johnson came in third after crushing the school's record for the 3,200 meter race. Senior Haley Harrington also placed third for the regional girls high jump, clearing a 5'6" jump. Senior Kayla Watson yet again broke the school's long jump record, coming in first and securing a ticket to state. Senior Aubrey O'Connell also came in first in the girls 800 race and is now off to defend her state title. Junior Trevor Montagne clinched a third place title for the 100 meter dash, along with senior Jackson Lance taking home third in the 200 meter race. These athletes will travel to the state meet next weekend in Austin. If you're looking for a good way to give back to the community, Cornerstone Resale is one place to help out. Chandler Webb takes a closer look into how Cornerstone provides for the Prosper community.
Located on West Broadway Street in downtown Prosper, Cornerstone is a Christian-based resale store. Much like Goodwill, Cornerstone accepts donations from the community and resells them to individuals in need. Cornerstone employee Christian Franks explains that the organization's impact on the community was especially significant in 2020.
196 families took steps to break their cycle of need. $492,000 plus was given for neighbor assistance. $55,000 in food cards distributed. 310 kids went back to school with the supplies to succeed, and we've been able to help neighbors every week in the community.
Cornerstone offers students a variety of volunteer and service hour opportunities, which can be found on the organization's website. Individuals are able to sign up for 2-hour blocks to work at the store. Cornerstone is not currently taking donations due to the store relocating. They will be accepting them again beginning on May 9th. I'm Chandler Webb, reporting for Eagle Nation News.
With movie releases and celebrity news constantly making headlines, the world of entertainment never slows down. Emily Diaz is in studio with this week's edition of Talent Talk.
Thanks, Parker. Last Saturday marked the death of Naomi Judd, a top country music artist. She was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame Sunday night, and her two daughters, Ashley and Wyona Judd, tearfully accepted the award on her behalf. They shared their mournful speeches at the ceremony and spoke of their love for their mother. Judd's specific cause of death has not been officially released, and her daughter said that their mother had been struggling with years of depression and mental illness. In movie news, tomorrow marks the first day of the release of the much-anticipated Marvel movie Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, featuring Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange and Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff. The estimated ticket sales for the movie are approximately $150 million to $200 million. The tickets were released almost a month ago, and fans have been seeing teasers and trailers since the release of Spider-Man No Way Home back in February. Now fans will finally be able to see this highly anticipated movie. Tender Smokehouse is a family-owned Texas BBQ focused on high-quality foods, excellent service, and inviting atmosphere for the entire family. Cross Dickerson visited the Tender to provide an in-person experience of this local favorite.
Tender Smokehouse has been a local favorite in Salina, Texas since September 2017. Tender offers handcrafted pit barbecue, along with additional Fave and Crave items and a friendly service and a relaxed atmosphere. Tender is best known for their smell and food, but mainly for their customer service.
We try to be friendly, family. We try to be local people and act like Southern hospitality.
While selling food is one of Tender's priorities, their main goal is to
stay friendly, to stay local. We want to involve the local people at that location. We want to be involved in that community locally. We want to be known as a beacon of good restaurant and good hospitality.
Although Tinder restaurants will ultimately be spread across the entire state of Texas, Salina will always be the heart of Tinder Smokehouse. I'm Cross Nickerson, reporting for Eagle Nation News.
After this short break, Abigail Easley has tips and tricks to prepare for AP exams.
Final voting for Prom King and Queen is Friday, May 6th. Be sure to put in your final votes at prosper.votingforschools.com.
Testing season is amongst the students of PHS. Abigail Easley has more insight on how students can prepare for their AP exams.
With exam season underway, many students are preparing themselves for the various tests for which they have been working toward all year. Advanced placement courses and the exams that go with them allow students the opportunity to further demonstrate their knowledge and obtain college credit.
I think I speak for most teachers when I say that we want our students to study as much as they can in the days leading up to, but don't go overboard, and especially the night before. Don't stay up all night doing a cram session. Get some sleep, study up until 8 or 9 p.m., and then get some rest. That way you're going into the day of the exam with energy, and you're feeling good, and you're not feeling like your brain is shutting down from staying up all night. So don't cram the night before too much.
Teachers spend all year preparing their students for their exams.
I would encourage students to get with someone else in their class and go over the material with them and review together over the same stuff with the same notes, because if you can teach it to somebody else, if you can tell them or describe things to them, that really means that you know it.
It is recommended for students to take their time and stay confident when preparing for their upcoming exams, review their material, and ask for help as needed. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Abigail Easley.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. I'm Parker Reynolds.
And I'm Aubrey Galante. Students, don't forget that there's no school tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.